Ahoy hoy!
Ahoy. Oh, hello.
He's
Hi.
Straw,
He's Parker.
and together we are the Battle Hammer.
The
You didn't
one.
say
The only.
the battle. No, Hammer of Battle. You think you're going to try and stroke my neck? Don't. I didn't say do it. I said,
Shoggy's touching you.
sorry.
Right. Enough of such silliness.
Indeed.
What are we here for today, Parker?
Today we're going to talk about I say new game, but it's a new game to us. We have recently played. That has kind of been hovering around for a little while, and it's kind of been in our periphery. We've been quite excited about.
I hadn't heard about it at all.
No, but I've seen it about online, and it's been one of them games that I've kind of looked at and then kind of stepped away from, stepped away from, and then looked at again and then gone, actually, yeah, I like it. It's called Dark Age. It's by Cool Meanie or Not. It's
It's a board game.
No.
It's not a board game.
No. It's a skirmishy scale miniatures game.
But I didn't think Cool Mini did that sort of game.
Well, they do. I
They
know.
do, and you know what? It's bloody good.
It is bloody good.
What's it about?
Well, one of the things I really like is the setting. It's set in the far future. The galaxy has been colonised by humanity and corporations and whatnot. And it's very kind of
Go us.
hi-fi, kind of high sci-fi, if you like. And there's this one planet that's kind of out of the way. It's not got a great ecosystem. It's kind of a little bit messed up. And the corporations use it as a base to do all of their sneaky shenanigans on.
Like chemical experiments.
Chemical experiments, genetic experiments, AI shenanigans, all this kind of stuff. And then, after a bunch of time, something goes wrong in the galaxy at large, whether it be economical or whatever, and they pull away from this planet, and so the planet's left on its own. 200 years later is when the game is set. So all you get left is this planet full of genetic horrors, weird psychic powers,
Crazy
mutants,
priests.
crazy priests and mutants, mentally ill AI, cannibal warriors, and all this
And
other
saints.
nasty crap in a world that's kind of falling apart. And I love it. It's almost more post-apocalyptic than normal post. It's like post.
It's gone beyond, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's beyond post.
So show us some of the stuff then.
Right. Well, we have the rule book.
And who's the art by?
Oh, Brom.
Brom.
And we love Brom.
And where do
Brom
we
is
remember
awesome.
Brom from?
Oh, everywhere. A lot of Conan stuff originally, wasn't it?
No,
Back
no,
Go on.
come on, Parky.
It's all full colour and nice.
Deadlands.
Deadlands. Oh,
Deadlands.
Which is a great game. You've got...
It's a very thin rule book.
Yeah, there's not a huge amount of rules, which is a good thing. It's a decent... The rule system is kind of nice and elegant. It's based on a D20 system. Rolling no
I
one's
like
good.
D20s because we got the D20s after Frostgrave, didn't we?
Yeah, you know, there's a lot more variation on a D20 than there is on a D6, which then gives you the chance to give kind of wider stat lines to say, well, actually, if this guy's a bit better, he's a bit better, and he's a bit better. Whereas in a D6, you're kind of stuck in that kind of. I mean, it makes no sense when you're talking something like 40k, when you've got a strength 3 guy and a strength 4 guy is apparently 5 times stronger. Well, no, because it's only 1 point of D6 or whatever.
The thing I like about the system already is everything's on cards.
Yep.
And if you're watching this, you know that me and P here love stuff on cards because it's quick and easy, and we've
Yep.
got to look at rule books.
Yeah.
Because we're too lazy, too stupid, and we want to drink beer instead. And what I like about it is because you're rolling a D20 and everything, it's the lowest number,
Which means
which you'd have thought.
he might do all right.
No.
He's always rolling low. No,
No.
he's still he's rolling high.
Played my first game today. Love the game.
Yeah.
No, I can't roll a bloody dice.
Of course you can't.
I'm giving up.
You
I'm
should.
giving up games unless they've got cards in them
Bye.
or tiddlywinks.
Oh, okay. And because it's set on this weird post-apocalyptic space frontier,
You can
thing,
do basically whatever
You've
scenery
got-
you wanted.
You've got you can do loads of different scenery. There's loads of different factions in the game. You've got I think 7 main factions, and you've got various sub factions within them. So you can probably go to about 20 different factions at the moment. Cool Me or Not have just re-released a bunch of models that have re-sculpted, which look really nice.
So are these the resculpts or are these the originals?
I think these are the originals.
Right, we'll
I'm
go.
100% sure.
Go get up and show them.
Yeah. So this
No, I
is.
mean actually go into their houses and show them.
Oh, okay. So these are the Forsaken. They are a futuristic basically the people who found Bibles lying around after the end of their world,
Oh.
and now they've turned into religious nutters. Cause
So they're the ones that've got the saints in.
Yes. So you can pick the generic Forsaken, which are kind of as they are, or you can then further choose to have be allied with one of the saints. There's 6 saints within the in the kind of fluff. So then one of them is a kind of a sneaky one who's using their sainthood to just become more powerful and kind of more hardcore. So they're a bit like, yeah, I've got minions who will die for me because I'm a saint, ha 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 for me. And they play slightly differently to, I think it's St. John, who is like a proper frontline hero type, who again playing slightly differently to, I think, Joan, who's more of an Inquisition-y, sadomasochistic-y type. You know, so you've got that one faction, but you've then got further factions within that. Which I really
And
like.
then what's the other?
The other one
faction
that we've been playing with today
is all I will say.
are the Kukulkani. The Kukulkani, which I really... These are one of these things, they're usually a bit of a slow burn for me. I liked the look of them and I kind of went away and then I went back onto them and now I'm loving them. The Kukulkani, they're space... The Kukulkani, I just like saying it. The Kukulkani, they're... So imagine thousands of years ago you had the Aztecs and they were there, and then obviously some people conspiracy theory it up and they say, well, aliens came down and helped them build their pyramids. In this world, they did do that. They came down, they helped them with the pyramids, sucked a bunch of them up into their spaceships, and now they're here. So they're kind of descendants of the humans that were Aztecs,
nabbed.
and they're kind of space sacrificial Aztec warriors.
And they're scary as hell.
They're totally scary as hell. They've got some really wicked rules, like if they kill stuff, because they're sacrificing it to Kukulkan, their god, they become more powerful. One of the kind of variants of their faction you can do is you can have priests, and if you kill people, they'll get powers, and they can do certain things with those powers. But they're kind of a centerpiece model. I can't remember what it's called at the minute, but it's like a big... It looks like an Aztec temple on legs. It's fucking huge, right? And you can have the priest. The priest can kill things, and they can feed this temple with their kind of sacrificial goodness, and it becomes more powerful as the game goes on. I mean, how cool does that sound, right? And all the factions have got a similar vibe, or not a similar vibe, but they've all got some weird, crazy shit that's fucking awesome cool.
But it's a lot darker as well, isn't it, for a skirmish game? You know, a lot of them don't really worry too much about backgrounds, but this one,
there's so much background here.
Grim. I mean, we all know 40k background was grim, but we didn't have in 40k. You don't have walking temples that need sacrifices.
No,
it's awesome stuff.
I mean, you've got. I mean, I don't know how I can't remember how the planet actually works, but you've got one area which is essentially populated by the leftovers of genetic experiments, the brood that have kind of lived there, and their whole thing is that you can kill them, but they'll kind of come back straight away because they can regenerate and stuff like that. And they're the leftover for all these genetic experiments from like 200 years ago, and they've now kind of gained consciousness. One of the factions is something called the Core, which is an AI that they were working on years ago that was trying to kind of push the efficiency, gain sentience, and now it's gone mad as bits of it are breaking down. It's kind of going out and retrieving things to help itself fix itself.
But isn't there a in the game system itself? Haven't you got like your objectives?
Yes.
And secondary objectives, which make a big difference to a game, if you ask me.
You pick like an objective, like a standard layout, and that's kind of what you lay out, and you're doing the X, Y and Z for the objectives, and it's all about the objectives. It's very little about just killing the opponent. Good. Which I think would be interesting, because we in our demo game we had the Kukulkani against the Forsaken, and the Kukulkani did very well because they were very good at killing. However, would they do as well in an objective-based game?
If they're trying to hold an area, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, you know, that's that kind of interesting thing. But then you've also got secondary objectives. So you can play your main setup and go, well, I need to get here and you need to get there and we need to fight this thing. But also you've got other things going on, which I really like.
I like that because it makes a difference to the game.
Yeah.
You're not just going, oh, well, I've got to do that. You've got to do that at the same time. That's going to...
And
you've got other little bits to do.
And Cool Mini are now supporting it with a tournament system as well.
Oh, that's
which
good.
Is nice. So that always makes you feel good that they're actually supporting it. There's new stuff coming out all the time. over the last kind of 6 months, there've been a lot of re-releases of old models and resculpts.
There are a lot of models out for this, aren't
Tons of
there? There
models
are
around,
loads
yeah.
of stuff. If you haven't heard about it by now,
Go and check them out.
You know, get online.
Yeah.
You know what you've got to do, Targa?
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
No. Yeah. Then how can they find out more about Dark Age?
Go to
Your local game shop.
Okay,
for a start.
game shop. Yeah, they'll tell you about it. If they can't, get them to get in touch with EBS Hobbies, and they'll find out a stockist, or they'll be able to supply you Dark Age themselves. Another good thing we like about a lot of games, which Dark Age do, is releasing a rule set and cards online, so you can check it out for yourself.
You can have a couple of practice plays and see if you're going to like it.
Yeah.
And I think you will.
Yeah.
You will.
I've found it. It's one of those games.
It's
that
like I'm
I'm
itching to play
actually,
again now.
I really want to kind of get on board. I want to find out more about it. I want to kind of just dig my fingers in, and
Yeah.
because again, with the kind of the relatively easy to get system, it's all based on D20s, but a lot of the kind of complicated stuff's a little bit under the surface. You've got the special rules. You know, you've got the what's the word? The objectives and stuff like that. So you can kind of, it looks simple, and then you go, actually, there's that
There's
level.
layers
Yeah,
underneath it.
and I think that's what you
I
want.
like it. I like it. You want it something quick and simple to learn to start
Yeah.
with, and then you want to be able to go,
I think we played it and we looked at the rulebook once,
yeah.
just to kind of double check a thing.
And then we were like,
everything else was on the cards, which is great. You know,
Yeah.
you go through the card, that does that does that, bam, let's get on with it. That's what you want to have.
So go play Dark Age.
Yeah, go and find it. Go to your friendly local game store, see if they've got it. If they haven't, get in contact with EBS Hobbies. If you want more information on Dark Age, there's a Dark Age website.
Whoa.
You know what it is? Dark Age. Put in Dark Age and it comes up.
Wow.
That's handy.
God, isn't the internet brilliant?
I know, right? There's loads of the cool minis.
They must have all the factions on there.
all the factions you can be interested in. They've got
All of them.
psychic cannibals. They've got salt flat nomads who can kind of sneak about and do stuff.
This is the
So
one
many
game that
cool
goes
factions.
beyond. It goes beyond the apocalypse.
Yeah.
And I for one.
It's a post. If you like.
Post. I for one am actually quite looking forward to getting hold of some of this stuff and playing more.
Yeah.
So one of my jobs over the weekend will be printing
Yeah.
the rulebook and all of the cards and going, Parker, who can we use for this?
Yeah.
Go play it. Now, go.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Go on.
Standing around here?
Oh, they've gone.
Sod off.
They've gone.
Oh.
It's just you and me, babe. It's just you and me, babe.
So now.
Oh, they're back. They're back. So, remember.
Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked it and want to subscribe. If you don't like it, don't want to subscribe, don't like and subscribe. But we like it if you liked and subscribed.
Damn, we're getting good at that.
Almost, yeah. I
Yeah.
might boost it up a little bit.
I think you did.
Go check out Dark Age, it's a good game.
Now,
We will have some videos up at some point.
very soon.
Soon, and for the rest of our lives.
Mwah.
Something.
Stay hammered.
And as always, stay hammered. Do 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 do.
I'm just gonna keep this on while you dance like a twat.
do 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 do.